Star Wars and James Bond. I should love this, but I didn't. Moonraker is directed by Lewis Gilbert and stars Roger Moore, Lois Chiles, Michael Lonsdale, and Richard Kiel. This movie is weird. It's silly in a fun way, but it also goes far into its silliness, and I can't get with it. Like, I like when a movie is silly and weird, but this one, I don't know, it feels not good. Well, it ends up just losing itself and doesn't know what it wants to be. Is really my biggest problem with it. It's not that it's silly, it just doesn't know what it wants to be. And that is probably my biggest problem with it. Shirley Bassey returns as the singer and is super forgettable. Obviously, her voice is amazing. That's Shirley Bassey. She did Goldfinger and Diamonds Are Forever, but Moonraker is just her weakest song. It's so forgettable. And I'm pretty sure it was made days before the movie came out, so I must say the effects on this movie are actually really strong and hold up incredibly well. I mean, not Star Wars well, obviously, but they hold up well. It's better than you'd think they would. Our main Bond girl is dull and uninteresting. Lois Chiles' performance is incredibly wooden and could have been kind of a fun film. She's got her own thing. She's a professor. She's trying to stop Drax herself, but there isn't much done with her, and I was very bored. I found myself actually wanting to sleep through most of this movie, which, is James Bond in space, so I shouldn't want to sleep through most of this movie, but I did. I didn't actually sleep, but I wanted to. But again, James Bond in space shouldn't make me want to fall asleep. Our main villain isn't interesting, but he is fun to watch. I will give him that. I have so much fun watching him. Michael Lonsdale knows what his character is and delivers a fun, dry performance, and Hugo Drax has many funny quips. So I think what he lacked in a compelling villain, he made up for as just a fun antagonist. The lesser Bond girl, because there's really two Bond girls in a Bond movie, of the film Dufour, gets a shockingly brutal death. Bond movies get brutal, and they will get brutal, especially as we go into Timothy Dalton and Daniel Craig. So they're gonna get brutal, but it's just so brutal for a Roger Moore movie out of nowhere. Drax finds out that she was helping Bond, so he sends his dogs after her, and she gets mauled and eaten in the woods. It was, kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. I was just really surprised when it happened. It just so out of left field, and I think what really makes it weird is that nothing similar to that death happens in this movie, so it's really weird. Speaking of action, the action is hilariously insane, especially in the final act, but it is kind of fun. It's just, sadly, the entire movie isn't that much fun. Like I said, it's surprisingly boring. The movie is mundane through most of it, and the space plotline is introduced. Well, space, it's all about space, but they're not actually in space until there's 40 minutes left, and it's an over 2-hour long movie, so you think, and even then, a lot of it's just them on the rocket going to the station. So or going back from the station and not actually on that station. So it's dull and just so boring. Jaws is back. and he's different in this movie, much more of a comic relief. And he becomes good. I like this Jaws, and I thought he was fun. I like both Jaws, but they feel like two completely different characters. And I like the good Jaws, but I also like the evil Jaws. But just doesn't mean I like how they did it, because all of a sudden you got one Jaws in one movie, then halfway through the movie he just sees the girl and he's like, alright, guess I'll help Bond out. Almost sacrifice my life for him, pretty much, but he survives. So it's kind of just like, okay. Jeez, okay. Overall, this movie is just messy, weird, and incredibly dull, which shouldn't be when it's James Bond in space. So I'm going to give Moonraker 46 space shuttles out of 100. Have you seen Moonraker? Tell me what you thought in the comments below. If you like this review, make sure to like and subscribe. This is Jordan from Jordan Reviews, signing off.